Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Dr. Paul with another mail call. This is one I'm super excited about. It is a key Silver Age book from the Marvel Age. A book that I think has speculation potential and something that I am very excited to have in my PC. This is odd because it's sticking down here, and I wouldn't think that would be the best way to pack this. It's been taped to the interior in a way that requires me to kind of bend the book to get it out, so I don't love that. But other than that, looks like this is well wrapped. Looks like I can probably slide the book right out here. And we'll do a little bit of a reveal. So this book was published in August of 1963. So pretty early in the Marvel Age. Stan and Jack were still just getting going. And it doesn't seem like it wants to come out. Can't do it that way. All right. We'll do it the hard way. Stan and Jack were still getting going. We're still building up momentum. Here we go. So, what is the book? It is Fantastic Four number 20. As I said, August 1963. So the Marvel Age had barely begun. First appearance of Molecule Man. Molecule Man is a very important character. He's basically really interesting too in that he's super powerful, but he's also very unassuming. He's kind of a guy next door, nerdy type, unsure of himself, etc. And so it's those kinds of characters that made the Marvel Age so much fun, right? It was not what you expected for somebody that was so powerful that they could essentially control all matter. What's interesting about the Molecule Man is he is a very important character for Secret Wars, which we know is coming to the MCU. So this is a book that I wanted for quite some time, and I was happy to find this copy here. There are about 830 universal copies in the CGC census, and so it's not an exceptionally rare book by any means. The median grade is about a 5.5. And the seller advertised this on eBay as a 2.0. So we'll get into that in just a moment. The biggest issue that this book has that the seller disclosed with some good pictures is this distribution ink and the overspray from it. So you can see that this one was hit pretty hard with distribution ink. You can see that there's some distribution ink spatter actually all over the cover, and I can feel it. There's little tiny green dots spread out all over here, and you can see some bleed through here. So because of that, the seller, did a full disclosure and listed it as a good, a 2.0. I looked at it and thought, it's a solid book. What I look for is, are the staples attached? Is the centerfold solid? Is the centerfold attached well at the staples? Is the cover attached well at the staples? Does it have good integrity? Is it brittle? I looked at this and thought that this really was more like a 4.0 and had potential to be cleaned. I happen to know that CGC doesn't take off for distribution ink unless it's really a big distraction, which usually means on the cover. On the interior like this, I don't think CGC is going to really hit this book hard for distribution ink. It is, after all, part of the distribution process and part of the way in which comic books were manufactured and sold. So this is a book for my PC, but I'm comfortable saying that this is at least a 3, and I think this is really, I think it's a 4. And I think if we wet cleaned it and we were able to remove some of this distribution ink, or even just decrease the sort of visual impact of the distribution ink, I think this has potential to be a 4.5, because it doesn't have any of the major flaws that are allowed in a 4.0. In terms of, there's a very small chip here missing, but there's no rips. There are not major creases. We have a few here and here, but they don't distract dramatically from the book. And we don't have any chunks out. We don't have any of the flaws that would normally be allowed even in a 4.0. Oh, I just misspoke. There is a rip in this page right here. But even so, I'm pretty confident this is a 4. Even if we don't get any improvement in the presentation with decrease of that ink, which I do believe we could do. So what does that mean it's worth, right? Raws in the 2.0 range go for about $150. Fair market value. Raws in the 4.0 range have a fair market value around $300. And in terms of slabbed books, there's not a huge opportunity in getting books slabbed. A 3.0 has a fair market value of about $300. A 3.5 has a fair market value about $350. A 4.0 has a fair market value about $375. And a 4.5, which I think would be the top of what we could